One table up. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. The only thing I want is to get into some good spots. If I got to lose money, I got to lose money. That's it. Just want to put it in good. Punt. Punt, punt, punty, punty, punt. That's good. I just got a chat here from Zach. That's so awesome. Yeah, brother. Yep, for sure. um, Good old Zach. Shout out. Shout out, brother. This is for you. Love it. I just want to get another table, for God's sakes. Let me get another table. Man, was I such a fish. I was the biggest fish of all time. I got fried. I was the main course about 2 hours ago. I had to go take a sauna and rest. Yeah. Barata, huh? Yeah, I could probably call that. Punt. That was an accident. I wasn't even supposed to be in that hand. Yeehaw! Let's go, let's go, let's go. There's a play. There's a play. We're having fun. All right, so welcome to the fish fry, everyone. How come there's no tables available? What is going on? Let's see here. Try and get on this table, I guess. Am I already on this one? No. I'm waiting for like 5 tables here. One, two, three, 6 tables, and I can't even get on. I'm only on one. Oh, well. Frisky, frisky. All right. Another table. I'm so excited. Gold 9. Gold 09, baby. Let's get this one up. Gold 09. Niner. There we go, Bubba. Bubba. I don't want a third table. I just want 2 tables. That's it. Dewey. Dewey table. Better than. So, that? Jesus Christ. Seriously? Okay, I'll let that go. It's pretty strong. Pretty strong. The full second pair there. Hmm. Hmm. Let me check that. 10 jack. You gonna probe? Do 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 do. Right. So class is in session. Where's my glasses? How to punt away. hundreds and hundreds of dollars at a time. Because you're not, man. King six. Let's go. Hmm. Well, oh shoot. What do I got here? Damn it. How many tables I am? I got three tables. What the hell's going on here? I got gold nine. Okay, wait a second here. Gold nine, gold three, and gold 10, but I'm not going to be on gold 10. Right, Henry? See, what do we got here? Frisky, frisky. Should we just bet? Ace king, that's pretty good. I could always let him catch up, but you know what? We're just gonna bet this time. What the hey? So Henry, yeah, thanks for chatting. So just one sec here. I'm gonna call it raise, probably, I don't know, 50-50. That would be, we're just gonna call it right now. Um, yeah, we'll talk about that as well. Okay, so he's in. King could be good. I'm just gonna check that down. Give me one sec here. One sec. Middle of a hand. See what we can do. Probably. Should I bet a little bit for protection here? Yeah, I probably should, eh? Mm, not going to stop him from calling the draw, but any size is not going to necessarily stop him from calling a draw anyway. So, let's see here. Ace eight. Yeah, let's raise that. Okay. Hope and let's just hope he hit because I got a full house here. So let's go. See what happens. Okay. Only a boat. Only a boat. But I hope he hit. I was hoping he would hit there. Jack 10. Jack 10, sure. Sixes, probably 75 plus. Let's go. Nope. Okay, 50 now. Hmm, hell, man. I'll just call that. I'm doing a lot of calling. Way too much. Way too much calling, man. Okay. Especially with a heart, I gotta check this down. Raise this. Right. So this guy's betting into two people he checked first. I gotta call that. And let's see here. I think the only thing I can do is see if he calls. Please get an 8. Uh, see, blind against blind. I probably will have to do a little dinkly dunkly here. You're gonna raise me. So I'm good with folding there. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if like good player is the correct categorization. Um, I'd say fairly competent, but I'm just always trying to get better. You know what I mean? So, um, and I am having fun doing it. So, yeah, you were asking me. Oh, you were asking about yeah, everything that pops. So here's what I did. I went on Restream, and after you do a stream, as long as it's not more than 3 hours or something like that, then you just click a button and it comes up with all these AI shorts, right? So, it's got these AI shorts. So 5 of them or 10 of them, and I just been posting them, been getting a lot of views. The only problem is that they're kind of convoluted and they're not super great. And so that was just kind of a test for the first couple of weeks. I've been doing this about 1 month now, and so a little bit of a test. And 60,000 views or whatever it was. So hey, that's great. S- so yeah, so basically what I've done is I've hired an editor, and the editor is going to go out and make some good educational content, some good shorts, some stuff with a little bit of drama. Going through the streams, picking out some good hands, and then I might do some explainer videos and just, get some good content from somebody who's not a pro, you know what I mean? But at the same time, someone who, um, I know a little bit and I've done okay with poker. I'm not losing my shirt, right? I keep sort of facetiously saying that I'm just losing my shirt here, but I'm really not losing my shirt. So I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there. I have some good sessions, and a couple hours ago, if you're watching, you watched my last session. Um, it was an absolute disaster, right? So you win some, you lose some. Um, I had such a bad beat, a bad all in. I was just an idiot. It was a brain freeze, brain fart, brain, whatever you want to call it. It was just ridiculous. And so I, I went all in with nines, and I mean, against two other players, and one guy called with, I mean, he called on the button with jacks. I mean, it was just stupid. I was in the small blind with nines. Just dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. That's awesome, Henry. That is awesome. Oh, we got a couple of people here. Yeah, yeah, guys. Like I said, and this whole, if I can build even a little bit of community where, there's a few people that are kind of paying attention and like the streams and like some of the things that I say, then I'm happy to share. Just share whatever. Share what's going on in the streams. And that's awesome. You know what? That is just awesome. So yeah, as far as the 10 and 25 stake, here's one of the problems. It depends on where you play. But see, I used to play on stars. Just kind of got a little boring, that's all. So moved over here, a little more exciting for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe it's the software, I don't know. Just but here's the thing is here's the thing. At GG, I mean the rake's tough, right? It's smaller. So if you can move up, then I mean I you think you got a better an opportunity to battle the rake or oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh yeah, okay. All right, what do we got here? Let's see. Bada-ba-dum, bada-ba-ding. And we get a 10-4. Good buddy. See, this is something where you're always tempted to raise and frequency. Let's look at frequency here. Like it's so small. It's only on the edges. So, I mean, no, I'm gonna fold that out. I usually just roll that, and it might be like 5% I call and maybe 5% I raise. Yes, the very first stream. That is so funny. Half of the stream. I did have it on half the screen though. The second half, I'm going through and I'm talking, and I've realized, hey, I don't have anything on the screen. I'm just talking to a black screen. I did make a video about that anyway, just making fun of myself. Yes, that was. I'm glad you brought that up. That is so awesome. Um, yeah, I know, I know, I know. I haven't done that since though. I haven't done that since. All right, may have a playable hand here. Let's see. Love it. I think this has got to be just a check. And the king is actually pretty good for me. Let's see if he probes. The king's actually pretty good for me. I'm going to have to bet that. And I might have to follow through. No, we'll see. Nope. No, don't have to follow through. I mean, that's a lot of pressure if he doesn't have a green card, right? A green card. What are we doing here? Queen 8 in the big blind against the hijack. Yeah, that might actually be a raise. Oh, no, not right now. Yes, of course, of course, of course. Um, yeah, I can't endorse Carrot Poke at school enough. Nobody pays me for any of that. I just bought it myself. That's all it is. Just it's pretty awesome. I'll tell you. All right, let's go, Cheesehead. Yeah, man. There we go. What the fuck is this? Gold 6? I'm not even on this table. God damn it. Keep getting other tables here. The hell, man. Here. Damn it. Cool, 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 cool. All right. I got all these damn tables coming up. What's going on here? Three? Jack nine? You're going three into five on a Jack nine? I don't think I'm gonna catch that. Yep. Got it. Got it. Gotta watch your bluffs. Watch your bluffs. Looks like I got a few hands here, so apologize if I'm not responding in the stream super quickly. I just got to think through these hands. So, but hey, hopefully it's hopefully you're getting something out of it. It's a little bit entertaining. So one thing I got to do is that with that chat window, like this risky frisky here. I mean, what was that board? That board was. I mean, it's such a small bet. What's he representing there? Like small bet? Is it a queen, maybe? I don't know. He's checked out queened all the way down. I don't know. That just looked too fishy. Too fishy. So as far as bluff catching is concerned, that's something that is you want to get yourself attuned to. It's just the ability to go out and just figure out some spots where people will just throw those bluffs in there. Uh, okay, so let me see here. We just got him again. What the hell? I'm doing this. Okay, so I'm kind of surrounding that. He checked it back. Probably this is not a good board for me. And so probably gonna have to just the only problem is that I probably have to just bluff the river, right? And if I'm gonna bluff the river here, I'm gonna bluff it pretty big, like I just ran into something. Yeah, okay. He caught a jack. All right. Good, good, good. You got me back. All right. One, two, 10. Screw that. A little bit. GG. Yeah. Profitable, a few weeks of consistently. Yep, 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 yep. That's good. That's good. GG. Um, yeah, again, there's the rake there, and you get a little bit back. But I mean, if you want a decent amount back, you got to play a lot of hands, right? So, um, this is a fun session today. Not only with the chat, like anybody who's on the chat is just amazing, but so I do appreciate that. We're having some good hands. We're getting some good spots here, and I mean, he happened to hit that jack. If he didn't have that hit that jack, I guarantee you that would have gotten through. That bad. So now when you're doing that on the river, see effective hijack. No. Uh, yeah, I guess I could. I guess I could show the hands you're going for. Okay. You say going for? When you say going for, I think I might know what you're talking about. Like you're saying, I'm basically targeting this particular hand. Um, fold out these types of hands and bluffs. Yeah. Um, it's usually categories of hands. So what ends up happening is, and I'll answer on stream. Stream. Okay, let's go here. I don't think I'm raising this guy. Nah, we're just gonna call. Okay, I could, I could either check or bet. I could bet for protection. He's got kings. I probably don't. I'm gonna just check this down. Could do a little protection bet. Um, Probably good just so we don't see a card there. Probably good to just bet, and that's a bet that makes the most amount of sense. Um, I'll get raised here. So I'm basically blocking. He could have a just a draw here. I'm thinking it's more likely that he has a draw. So let me just see. It's indifferent. So call or fold or call. That's a fold. I'm gonna fold this time. Um, yeah. Yeah. And breakdown for. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me see here. Probably should have. Just give me a second. No worries, no worries. Um, yeah, I just got a whole bunch of stuff going on at the same time here, so sorry, brother. Uh, okay, let's see here. Risky frisky. I'm gonna raise him like, I don't know, 25%. No, not this time. I'll just check it down. Check it down, but let's see here. So, let's see. 9. So I'm not gonna bet that. I'm just gonna check, and I could raise. It's a king 9. It's a decent. So this should be a value bet here. And a value bet right there. Second pair probably deserves like a B75. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Um, yeah, when you're talking about so repping, no, I was just thinking about the hands that he would actually do that type of bet with. So when you're looking at the board, you have your different types of boards, right? So you have your very static boards, which might have like a pair and then like it could be a queen. Uh, I'm just going 6 here. So it could be like a queen deuce deuce or something like that. Just a really, really, and then it runs out of 5, 7 5, something like that. Something just, that's completely unrelated, right? Then if you've got that type of a board, then generally what's going to happen is okay, so we are in, just give me a second here. I'm gonna go 4. Let's go 4 here. So, yeah, so basically what you're doing is you're trying to gather what types of hands that they could have. One of them is based on their position. So obviously if I'm in the If I'm under the gun, I'm going to have, and you probably know this already, but if I'm under the gun, I'm going to have generally more highish cards versus, let's say, a big blind that caller that's going to have generally a lot of lower cards. Maybe even some more flushes on certain boards. So you want to transpose that with what the board looks like and the texture. Is the board good for me? Is it good for them? Now, if we check it down, it usually ends up capping, it you don't see a lot. Unfortunately, you don't see a lot of people what they call protecting their checking range, which means, I mean, a lot of times you can you could flop a boat, or you could flop a nut flush and bring that all the way down to the river. A lot of people don't. That's an extreme example, but a lot of people do not check their check their protect their checking range. That's what it's called, right? And they don't balance that out. So checks a lot of times, unfortunately, mean weakness. And so you're looking at it, you're going, okay, you're going through the streets to say, okay, we checked twice. I mean, what is he with that bet, with that over bet? What the heck, what the heck are they representing? I mean, it makes no sense, right? Okay, so all in, I guess I'm going to just call that. What do you got? Ace five. Okay. How many times do you want to run it? You probably want to run it at least twice, right? Nope. Nah. Nah. No. Just want to dodge a five. That's it. Okay. So that's what I was talking about. As like with that bet, I think that bet might have been an over bet. And so it's like, well, what are you over betting? I mean, what did you all of a sudden did you walk into two pair or on this static board? Did you all of a sudden get um seven now? Did you all of a sudden pick up, I mean, a set? I like what's going on here? So when the betting pattern is so inconsistent, you're kind of looking at it and you're going, okay, well, when you say what are you representing with your bet? Because there's usually certain categories. Now, some people don't even think about this, but there are certain categories of hands that deserve a block bet, which might be like a 25% to 30, to a third kind of thing. There are some hands that deserve a, more 60 to 75%, and there are some hands that deserve an over bet, a 150, and there are some hands that actually deserve the whole enchilada going all in, right? And so, really, the entire idea is to match those particular categories with the appropriate bluffs. And so, try and keep people off balance where they don't know whether you're bluffing. You try to make them indifferent, right? And then you just sort of do the math with regards to bluffing. A lot of people don't think about these things as well. So, um, like if you think about it, if you are betting one third, so one third pot, that means you've got one third, then there's three more thirds in the pot. There's four thirds. So that basically means that with the person to call, they're going to add another one on top, another unit on top. So there's 5 units. They basically need 20% equity to call. People don't realize that. They only need 20% equity to call. They only need to be right one out of every five times they make that call. So think about that when you're bluffing or versus value betting, one third pot. If you're going to make a bet, well, if you're going to be somewhat balanced, you're essentially going to only bluff one out of every five times. Okay. So just think about the way the math works, and that's your general strategy. Now, with some people, you can actually do more, and it all depends on the player. It all depends on what the board is. If the board is, I mean, if the board is really heavily, there's potential flush draws out there. There's straights. It's a high board. I mean, you've got like a tsunami, right? There's so many different possibilities. Then that's going to be a different situation, obviously, than a super static board. And when you have a super static board, there are certain, when I say, so that's what I say is, what are you trying to represent? I mean, are you trying to represent that you have the queen here, or you have this, like I was trying to think and just didn't really make any sense that there was no bet. I mean, he could be protecting his checking range all the way down. And that's wonderful. Okay, so with this hand right here, this is probably perfect for a check raise. And so I'm going to do a check raise here. And the check raise is going to be depending on what the bet is. So it's probably just going to be a 3.5x. So 4.5. Let's see here. 5. I'll just do a 6. Okay. So that's a good hand to raise. That kind of makes them, and then, okay, so now we pick up a little bit more equity. So when we pick up more equity, now we can actually do a fairly large bet. And the fairly large bet is either between this and this. I'm going to go 75 right here as my large bet and see if he decides to call. Now, I still have an opportunity to make a flush here, right? So, generally, you try and fit the patterns. If you can see the way I actually constructed that hand, I constructed it so that I was raising, which is putting some pressure. Okay. And then I had essentially had some, I had some potential redraw, right? And then I used that redraw card because I had a straight draw as well as a flush draw there. Okay. Mm, okay, give me 1 second here. La 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 la. Yeah, we're just gonna be looking at doing that. Okay, so I got a nice draw here, and I can either call or bet. With this type of board, we are just going to bet. Now I got ace high, so I don't really need to bet right now. Now that 10 necessarily the best card for him. It's a card that he might fold out. So I might have to just take this to the river and see what happens. Okay, so let's just see what happens on the river. Okay, so 8, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Probably with this busted flush draw, I don't know if I'm going to get it by him. Let me just check that down and see. Yeah, I might have got it by him. I probably would have. But again, you need to. I just, every once in a while I'll show her straight because that's a point of indifference. You don't just blast away every single time because if you blast away every single time, uh, okay. So to address your question, this is excellent. This is a great little bit of strategy here. So the general idea would be, and you also think about the math here. All right. Would you rather win a whole bunch of small pots, or would you rather win one big pot? Sometimes you win these big pots, and um, that's your whole session. It just ends up being one or two big pots. So, um, what happens is that I mean, when you go all in, a lot of times it's either you have the absolute stone cold nuts, which I did, or it's a bluff. Now, mathematically, what you can do is you can actually afford to bluff. If you're going to go 5x or if you're going to go 10x, with a bluff. I mean, you can actually bluff more than you can value bet, right? Because how many times do you need to be successful? So, I mean, if the only thing that you're doing is you're going all in with the nuts, like I went all in with the nuts there, I mean, then you're doing it wrong. You should probably be going at least one and a half times um, bluffs to go all in versus versus having the nuts, right? Two overs here plus that. That's probably a call, but it's three ways, right? So, I mean, that's the thing. Okay, so I hit the 10. Now I could, but I'm out of position here. So I'm just going to see if we do get someone betting. We didn't. So I can probably safely value bet here. And I think this type of hand ends up deserving. Now I almost turned my hand face up here, right? But I mean, ace 10 on this board, unless somebody's got, I mean, they got a seven, then so I mean, hey, he happened to run into the nuts. Shit happens, right? Shit happens. Um, but don't be afraid to bet and get called and lose. I mean, technically, I don't like he just called me with was that was essentially the nuts, right? I mean, why wouldn't he just at least raise me? If I have that good of a hand, then I mean, I might not get called, but that's the whole. I mean, you want to have these big pots. I would rather get fewer big pots. And sorry, I'm talking all over the place because I just was in the middle of a hand here. But I would rather have win a few big pots than a whole bunch of little pots. It's just the or what's they call the orders of magnitude, right? So let's see here. What do we got? Queen Jack. We're not doing that now. Um, so yeah, it's all about orders of magnitude. So I sometimes on that I got the nuts. I will do a 150 bet, but because that hand absolutely deserved it. It was the stone cold nuts. Or you go all in, and I mean in that hand, like somebody else could have had trips there. Where they call. I've seen people call with top pair, like top pair, top kicker, because they think you're bluffing. I mean, there's a lot of hands that you'd be surprised with the hands that people call with. And I mean, it's just strange. If you take a look at my last stream, what I did, oh my God, I was it was insane. It was insane what I did. I was out of position in the small blind. I had nines, and I went all in like an idiot. And yeah, I think this is pretty close here. This might be a fold. Yeah, no, it's not. This is actually, I'm actually going to repop this. There you go. So we're going to go to 28. See what he does. I'm not really happy about playing King Queen, but hey, we got to fold. So, again, that was a frequency type of play. Da, 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 da. 1.5 pop bluffs. Yeah, yeah, okay. I get it as far as the shoving it all in. And again, it takes some balls. You do have to kind of go, you know what? This could be it. Like I might just get called than this one. So you want to be very, very selective. That's where what I need to do is I absolutely just I need to do a lot more homework and research and everything like that. Queen 10 is not good enough. Um, but I am getting better at identifying these spots where, hey, you know what? It looks good to go all in. Part of it's the betting pattern, how much checking goes along, how much, I mean, there's so many different things, right? So there's a flush draw. Now I got two over the, this is actually a, this is a very good raising hand. And let me just say, I either call or raise. Probably going to be a 50-50 call or raise. This time it's going to be a raise. So let's go six. Yep. Just putting the pressure on. I mean, and I've got some redraw here, right? So that 10 is, yeah, not necessarily great for me. I mean, he might have folded out a 10. He probably would fold out a 10. So probably is good for me. Let's just go again here. Let's go. I don't know why I folded that. What did I do there? Ah, see? Okay. So the only thing I can do right now is just I'm gonna call. Okay. So I'm thinking he's got an ace. Okay. Thinking he's got an ace, and I have to call this, right? So I think there's a good now, what should I do? Should I go out? He could have a full house though. He could have tens. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go that, see what happens. And if he's got a full house, he's gonna raise me, right? So that's where a paired board, you kind of have to be a little bit careful. Um, what was his position there? Let's see here. I was big blind, and so yeah, he's got aces in his range. Um, he's got aces in his range. He's got tens in his range as well. Probably doesn't have much of a three in his range, but I mean that's the things you're kind of thinking, right? That's the reason I'm not going to go all in and then have him call me with a boat. Um, Let me see here. So what do we got? That's not huge. That's a standard raise. Cutoff fours is just too small, just too low, just too low. So we'll let that go. All right. So, and again, apologize for my thoughts being all over the place here, just being in the middle of hands. But so let's see, where were we? Yeah. So that's the rationale, the rhyme and reason. I mean, if you got a paired board and you got a nut flush right there, I mean, there's very few cards that are like effectively. I had the nuts, unless he just happens to have a full house, and that was the reason why I only did the B150. I didn't get the call, but I mean, he could easily be thinking I'm bluffing. All right, I've been called on that a lot, so don't think that you're never going to get called. That is the thing. I mean, the times that you do get called will make up for the times that you don't get called, which is even if it's more, and it just has to do with orders of magnitude. So don't be scared to make the appropriate bets. Don't be one of these milkers. People who just go, "Oh, I've got the boat, but I just want to go very, very small just to make sure that they call." I mean, that hand is worth so much more, and there are so many hands that they could have that they're going to call you with, right? If you get all the way down to the river and maybe you've been doing some betting, and I just got raised. You might want to stick around for this. Let's see here, 12. I'm going to go to 27, and let's just see what happens. All right, brother. Thank you so much. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for everything. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm gonna play a few more hands here. Obviously, we're having fun. We're having a pretty good session. So, okay, with that type of a board, I'm just gonna could bet. I could actually bet that, but I'm just gonna check it down. Hmm. I don't think it really makes sense to bet here. I could bet, Um, do my tens need protection? I don't think so. Not right now. So he's got a lot of small cards here. I mean, the only thing I have to worry about really is an eight. Um, so go. Alrighty. Uh, So yeah, thank you again, my friends. Anytime you want to chat some poker. What do we got? There's a cutoff. Cutoff. Um, yeah, yeah. I like talking some poker, and the reason I do is because it seems to help me play better. I'm thinking through these things, and I'm actually communicating, and getting everything out. It's great. It's fantastic. So, yeah, we are playing 200 NL. Some good players. Sid here's a good player. Barada seems to be pretty solid, better than you. I mean, a lot of regs that are pretty solid, and some of them have their leaks, and some of them stronger than others, et cetera, et cetera. Same with me. I got my leaks. Everyone's got their leaks. Nobody's perfect. Mm, yeah. Okay. I just got an affinity for playing this hand for whatever reason. Um, because it's so cool when you stack somebody. It just seems nice and pretty and shiny, but I mean, it really actually is a pretty shitty hand. 5-4 suited. I mean, it's. I mean, you need help. Put it that way. You need a lot of help. So yeah, thanks, chat. Thank you for all of your comments in the stream today. Well, especially my conversation with Henry here. Fantastic. Really appreciate it. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Better than you. Better than you. A pretty good session, a fun session. There's actually some really good spots here today. Just real interesting stuff going on. So I got my earbuds in. I'm listening to some music. I can't put any music on the stream, obviously, or else I would get slammed with copyright infringements up the yin yang. Oh yeah, what I was saying. Yeah, he's gone, but oh my God, I had to stop because I got carried away with something. I was just like, okay, I'm in this hand. I got nines. There's no way. The only way I could win is just to go all in. So I went all in like an idiot. Just ran right into a freight train. This is like I basically it would be like running head first and not stopping, not even breaking stride into a transport truck. Just boom. I mean, Queen 3 Queen was the board, and the so this would have been the under the gun or hijack, one or the other. I guess, yeah, had Ace Queen. I mean, it's like what? And hit an ace on the turn. So, I mean, just boated up like crazy. So took all of our money. The guy beside me had jacks. I mean, I was so far behind in that hand. Oh, most idiotic. Anyway, you live, you learn, we all make mistakes, right? Then I come back and I'm actually playing okay right now. Not so bad. Not so bad. So I'll take it. How long have we been playing? It's a little over an hour. Yeah, maybe I'll just play a couple more hands and then pack it up. It's 9:30 here. Grumpy chicken, grumpy chicken. I think that's good. That's my cue to leave. One more hand. That is my cue to leave. Okay, so what are we at here? We're at 1589. So we're up about almost triple their money in the last month. So did okay. We've been doing okay. One thing I'm not doing is I'm not burning myself out as far as poker is concerned, right? I'm just, playing a good solid session and then later. So we got some pretty good content. I appreciate it. One of the guys that I was playing with actually said, "Hey, good luck on the stream. You're doing a good job." Everything like that. So it's funny. Guys, people I'm playing with know that I'm on the stream, which is